Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Ask Julius Show. I am your host, Greg Nyman Jr. I am an intuitive that has had the opportunity and privilege to work with Kasey and Julius for a number of years. Julius is an ascended masters group who has reach the highest level of consciousness through the human experience. You think I would get that down by now, but and they are here to assist us on our conscious journey. With us, of course, is the fabulous Kasey Speer. She is the conduit channel for the Ascended Masters group known as Julius. Should have said that first, but whatever. As long as everybody gets introduced, we're good to go. Please like, share, subscribe. Check us out on all the social media platforms. Check out our website, channelingjulius.com. This, of course, is a rapid fire format. You will have the opportunity to ask Julius any questions you like, but keep in mind we are not medical professionals or financial advisors, and any question that we feel or Julius feels is too personal will not be answered on this platform for obvious reasons. Questions of that nature can be best answered through either a private reading or a submission of a question to support, and they can walk you through the process of how that goes. Julius does offer about a 10-minute answer to your question, recorded message for a fee, of course. But yeah, that's a really good way to get a personal question answered. Anyway, hi Kasey, how are you?
I'm so good. Hope everybody has had an amazing week. An amazing week. We're at the end of April. We are at the end of April already. Turning into May. Hope everybody's maybe planting their gardens, having all kinds of fun. A beautiful day today. So excited to always be here with you. If you happen to be joining us for the very first time, and that is always a possibility, thankfully, as we continue to grow and grow and grow, please make sure that you are watching us on our Instagram page and our TikTok page. Those are growing and growing and growing and growing with the videos, excuse me, taken from this show. Actually, most all the videos on that platform are taken from this show. So thanks to all of you in the audience submitting the questions that are creating the video reels for us. And so thank you so much for that. Please continue to watch us there and like and share with us there. Again, you may be brand new, and just in case you weren't completely clear, I am a channel. I am a channel. So Julius comes through me and provides this information. We have had so many comments and so many questions come in as a result of those reels, and we just don't answer them. I have tens of thousands of questions and comments that have come in. We have over 9 million views and shares on those videos. There's no way that we're going to even attempt to try to answer some of those questions and those comments. But we have looked through a few of them, and some people are just wondering where I get this information from. Who am I and where do I get this information from? I am a channel. If you aren't familiar with channeling, you can Google that for yourself. You can go to our website, channelingjulius.com, and get a little bit of a backstory as to how long I've been channeling Julius and where this relationship comes from. So to be clear, the information on this show is me channeling information from the Ascended Masters group known as Julius. And then Greg Nyman Jr., of course, is an amazing practitioner himself. In this show, we basically kind of have 3 parts. And we start off, we're going to let Greg talk about some crystals because he's the crystal guru, okay? And then we're going to let you come on in and ask questions. Please keep in mind, Thankfully, our show is growing and growing and growing, and your question may not get answered. We can only answer so many questions, so please restrain yourselves from sending in a question and then keep sending comments in like, are you going to read my question? Are you going to read my question? Are you going to read my question? That's not going to get you any more priority than what Greg can pull up. He's picking things randomly to try to be fair. And please keep in mind that people submit questions ahead of the show through support@channelingjoyous.com. And we just do the best that we can do, guys, in the amount of time. We appreciate you, and we want to encourage you to send those questions and comments in every week. And hopefully your question will get answered. Same thing with submitting multiple questions. Greg's only going to pick probably one of your questions because thankfully we're getting so many in there. We want to give everybody a fair share. So during the Q&A portion for Julius, then we're going to follow up and we close up with a big finish, which is Greg doing some card pulls for you guys. So if you stick around all the way through the show and you submit your name or a yes or a please read for me when we prompt you to do that, Greg will pull some cards and have a whole lot of fun that way so that we can make this show very interactive with you guys. We love you and we appreciate you so, so, so much, right? I think we've done a pretty good rundown on that, Greg. Did I forget something, or will we always forget something? We always forget something, but then we usually jump in some later on part in the show.
I'm 100% practiced on the intro. I never screw ever.
We're flawless. They're flawless, rehearsed professionals at this point.
We are.
Right?
There's a couple of questions that have already dropped in that I can answer really quickly if you would like.
Ta-da! And there you are. And okay. There you are.
Sunny D, is there a frequency available that we can listen to help regenerate teeth? If so, where can we find it? Yes, there is, Sunny D. There is an actual protocol for regrowing teeth. I get a lot of information off of line with our little frequency devices that we use. We are not affiliated with this group whatsoever, but I find their information is really solid. It's PEMF Healing on Facebook or PEMFhealing.app. There's a whole protocol. You have 70 hertz, 60 hertz, 50 hertz, 45 hertz, 75 hertz, 2720 hertz, 47 hertz, 20, and then 2520 again, 528 and 292 at different intervals during the day to stimulate tooth regrowth. Jack Goebel, the next question is, what is SUS 304 stamped on stainless steel? That is essentially the Japanese standard for AISI 304, which is what we use over here. It's talking about the amount of chromium and nitrogen that is in the stainless steel, certifying that it has been measured and is actually valid stainless steel. So there's a couple of really quick answers for those questions.
Well, thank you for that, right? You know, you're a walking encyclopedia. Has anybody ever told you that?
Maybe you.
Oh, that could be. That could be.
I heard a rumor today. Actually, I heard a rumor.
You know how rumors go. They're always true, right?
I heard that we're going to have a special guest today.
We are having a special guest, and I guess I should probably go ahead and serve up our special guest because she's very sleepy. She's very sleepy, and I don't want to disrupt her. She is on my lap. She is out like a light on my lap, but I'm going to go ahead and show her to everybody. So for those of you who have watched our show for a long time, you probably know this. You may be new to our show, and I had a little animal rescue facility when I lived in Utah, and I had many, many, many animals. Animals are everything to me. They're a huge part of my life. They're a huge part of, I have my love affair for animals is a huge part of who I am. And that life went away about 3 years ago. And then subsequently, I didn't get to have my animals with me, although the orange cat that you see with Greg is the only animal that I was able to bring with me over out of over 100 animals that I had. But here, where I am temporarily in my rental home, I have been able to get a couple of kitties, and I have been so happy. And if you've been watching the show, you know about Mika. Mika, my Persian girl, she turned about a year old. And so I was feeling really bad because she's in the house all by herself while the boys go outside during the day because I'm not letting the Persian cat out. And so I decided to get her another Persian baby. So we're about to see the new baby. And the new baby's name is Elysium, but it'll probably be reduced to Lisi. So it'll be Mika and Lisi. And here we go. She's super tiny.
She is darling.
She can go back to sleep. She's the exact same color of my pants that I have on. So that's Lisi. So you guys, if you continue to watch the show, you'll get to watch her grow up too. So she's my baby. She can, oh, there's Seymour. And she can be hanging out with us during the show tonight. So I'm very excited to have her. Thanks for for indulging me while I present my new member of my family on the show to everybody. So
Lots of love for Lacey.
all right, Greg, have you got some cool crystals for everybody this evening?
I do have some cool, fabulous, fun crystals. And I need to turn off my background, maybe, but it will let me. All right, there we go. All right, everybody says she's adorable and so cute. Sunny D, so adorable. Stephanie Cruz, so cute. Go Time, adorable. Sunny Day, OMG, OMG. Bendina, OMGGG. She's a cute little floof, so cute.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. We love her. We love her a lot. All right. So we are going to start with purple stone.
I'm always surprised at how many purple stones there are, Greg. There's a lot, right? Like I just always go to this, it's a form of amethyst. And that is just not the truth. But I would have thought that if I hadn't been educated by you as much as I have been, I would be going into all of these crystal stores and just thinking all of these things were amethyst and probably wondering why there's such a huge difference in pricing and things like that. And I think that that could get really, really complicated. And just because you go into a crystal store, unfortunately, doesn't mean that they even have things marked correctly. Right. And you know the difference. It's kind of fun to go with Greg and find the bargain of the century when they've marked something, you know, as one thing, and he's like, holy crap, this is, you know, something else. But that's really true with these purple stones, at least for me. Is that right?
Yeah, purple, green, yellow. I mean, there's sapphires of pretty much every color out there. So, you know, you never know unless you know. But yes. Oh, awesome. Anoic Temple just got a snowflake obsidian today, thanks to me.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, purple stone. This, I think we've maybe done lepidolite before, but maybe not. If not, oh well. And if we have, oh well. This is what you would call gem grade lepidolite. It's very shiny, very flashy, and you can't really see it on the camera, but if you look, there it is. You can kind of see the lines, the layers. That's because mica forms like on top of each other, like a book. So that would be gem grade lepidolite. Um, Not a book. It's obvious it's been polished and all that fun stuff. So lepidolite is a lithium-based aluminum potassium material, and it's one of the most commonly found members of the mica family. Um, it's for third eye, crown, heart, solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra. It's found everywhere. It's derived from the Greek word lepidos for scale and lithos for stone, so scale stone. It's self-love, calming, love and relationships, joys, anxiety relief, emotional understanding, and it is a natural soothing stone because of the lithium in the stone itself. Fascinating facts. Now, this stone is orange and sparkly because we know Kasey loves sparkly.
I do. I love this stone.
This is Vandanite. It's the orange sparkly, not the gray or brown. That is the matrix and not the Seymour Kitty.
He's
That
helping you. He's helping you.
totally helping me. Vandanite is third eye, solar plexus, sacral, and root chakra. It's a rare member of the apatite family, combining lead, vanadium, oxygen, and chlorine. Um, and it was discovered by mistake, really. But is there such a thing? This stone, of course, you like the stone. It's for exercising and sports, psychic abilities, channeling, meditation, manifestation, bringing the spiritual and physical worlds together, and grounding while channeling. So there you go. And sexuality.
Wait, shh, you're not allowed to say that on TV. Are we on TV? We're on video?
No,
We're on live
no,
stream?
no, well, we're not. Totally fine.
Okay. Okay.
Totally fine. All right. Now this stone is a very cool stone, but very overlooked. This is called Iceland spar or optical calcite. Can you see? You can see the line across and the line up.
Yeah, it looks like there's a shelf on the inside of it.
Yeah, it's where it stacks. Now this stone is called TV stone because it's so clear, obviously. And there are some fun things with this particular stone. This particular stone was used in ancient times, even though there's no such thing as time, for like Vikings and people like that to navigate on the sea, actually. Measure where they are and things of that nature. It's very cool, very cool. It's also known as Iceland spar. That's why it was originally found in Iceland. This is literally every chakra. Man, I'm struggling today. Mental health, transformation, joy, angelic communication, clairvoyance, navigation, insight, communication with higher realms, interdimensional communication. It's a super cool stone, but it's really overlooked because it's just clear. But once you pick it up and start working with it, you'll I think you'll come to find to love it like I do. It's clear calcite is another name for it. It's a stone of many names.
I think that you used that stone while you were the Viking on the Viking ship in one of your other timelines.
Probably
I think you just brought it across the timeline with you.
this specific piece
I can see you with the helmet on, with the horns.
and a big
You know,
battle axe.
totally.
All right, since we're doing fun and weird things today, I would like to share something that was given to me by a very dear friend of mine. Something that I don't know that many people have seen or even know what it is if they've seen one. So this little dude, this
So
is
cool. It's really heavy.
it's glass. It is called a deck prism. Now, what they would do before they had, electricity on boats is they would cut small little holes in the hull of their ship and put these in to light the under decks, to light below deck so you could see around on there. So, super cool piece of history.
It came off a pirate ship.
This one did come off a pirate ship. Kasey channeled it.
Very cool.
Very cool piece.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Greg Nyman Jr., for that info.
Thank you.
Woo! If people have questions for Greg, you can reach him at thegregortroll@gmail.com. Thegregortroll@gmail.com. He sometimes gets around to being able to answer some questions about crystals. Not always. He's got lots going on in his life, but if you have a question about a crystal, maybe you're thinking about making a purchase and you'd really like some clarification, Greg can help you out a little bit. You can always email him there. And of course, that's of course his email too for his tarot cards and his coaching and stuff. So he'll type that in the chat room if you guys need to get a hold of Greg for anything. We may be cracking open a big can of worms. It'll be like the people writing in all the questions and comments on the TikTok and the Instagram pages. I'm like, wow.
Wow, I'm popular all of a sudden. Okay, are we ready to roll?
You need to put your background back up.
Oh man.
I can't look at the just crappy green all night.
Why not? Green is a happy color.
Okay, and then you're kind of like sloping off to the top right. Like, can you see that on your screen? Like,
Up there.
yeah, can you move your computer a tiny bit? There we go. Yay. Now my brain will settle a little bit, right?
Won't fixate on things.
Oh, try not to fixate on things.
Do I need to keep my hands down?
No, you're good. Banana hands.
Not make any sudden movements?
Right. We're good. We're good. Okay, have we got questions rolling in?
Yes, they've been rolling in for a while.
Okay, very cool.
Okay. Tommy Two Tone is asking, what is universal knowledge?
Well, that's a great question. So we suppose, Master, that obviously it would have different meanings to different people. Some would refer to what they believe are the physics, rules and regulations of a given universe, any given universe, probably more specifically the universe that your Earthship floats around in. And there would be laws of physics for each dimensional aspect of your universe. And knowledge of those things can be very interesting, very useful to get a grip on what is taking place on the realms of the dimensions that you traverse upon, that you created as source, okay? We would say that in your universe that there is definitively a truth of dichotomy or polarized aspects, high frequency and low frequency, to coagulate matter and hold matter together. So some would refer to universal truth having everything to do with dichotomy, opposition, yin and yang, energies. And they would think that that holds true everywhere for everything, and that definitively has a theory that would support that God, or a type of God, or a form of an energy that lives outside of you, governs things or navigates things not you as source. So we are going to support that universal truth traditionally does not support that you are source, all energy, all thought, possibility, and you are the energy of the all. That goes far beyond your universe, far beyond a galaxy, far beyond an omni-quantum field, far beyond Telstar, far beyond light and sound, into thought essence that is source. So there are truths, masters, that people speak of in their understanding of a circumference of a reality formation that they believe is in existence. And ultimately, those truths or rules do not shift, change, or alter in any way. We are going to support that the universe is not real, nor are any galaxies, nor are any Telstars. It's all holographic, interactive holographic projection of thought possibility. And that the truth of all truths is that you are all of that thought. But we wouldn't call that universal truth. We would call the truth of you.
Love it, love it. Next is an offline question from Maria. I am confused about two different perspectives that do not seem to fit together. I learned on one hand so far that the soul does not differentiate between good or bad things happening to me, in quotations. And on the other hand, I learned that if things do not run good or easily in your life, then you seem to be on the wrong path, and to take this as a sign to change something. So when is a bad thing a sign to change something, and when is a bad time or bad thing something that your soul wants to experience? All the goods and bads and easilies are in quotations. Thank you for so much for sharing your insights and wisdom. I very much appreciate this opportunity to learn and grow.
Yeah, so to be known by you, Master, your soul is an extension of thought. It's all you. Your soul doesn't work for you. You are your soul. The soul is not separate from you. What would you be if you weren't a soul? Okay, so you don't have a particular thing living inside of another version that exists that is you. Okay, so your theories come from separateness and very clearly a misunderstanding of what the soul is. You are all thought, and you expanded yourself into light. That light essence became a soul or a sentient, which by definition is the emotional processor of thought. You are thought, and you expanded yourself into the capacity to know yourself through emotion. That is a sentient or a soul. That is you. You created different versions of costumes for you to insert yourself in order to have experience through the perception of your costume to further expand the knowing of Source as the all. As Source, you do not have an opinion of good or bad. That is a very humanoid perspective, a very low consciousness perspective, and definitively a perspective of separateness, not unity consciousness. We do support that there is low frequency and high frequency and frequencies in between. When the low frequency occurs, usually disruption and fear are very much attached to that. Tragedy, travesty, violence, all kinds of things that you would perceive to be as bad. In a high consciousness state, your soul does not perceive anything as good or bad. It perceives it as low or high frequency. Okay? So that is what is going on. So that's why your soul is not affected by the things that bother you. Your altered ego judges things, your soul does not. So when you are in an aspect of judging anything, you are operating from your altered ego state, not from your soul. Your soul is Source expanded into light, processing itself in the attempt of knowing itself as the all, and it does not judge any of the process because all of it leads to expansion. You all do not have a design that you are supposed to do. Who would design that for you when you are source yourself? You may do anything that you choose. We would suggest you do something that you love and inspires you so that you can extract joy, fulfillment, and satisfaction from it, but you cannot choose wrong. When you are in the flow of your soul, what is really being said is that that which you are vibrationally or frequently emitting through your energy field matches your frequency, and it will flow easily to you. But that can be low frequency as well. You could very easily be going through low frequency experiences, and they're very much in alignment with you because you are a low frequency being. When that occurs, it comes easy. So for a lot of people, pain and suffering comes very easily to them. That means that they emit a frequency that attracts that energy. If you were to pay attention to the way frequency moves, feels, if you knew what you emitted, secreted, and attracted, then you wouldn't have anything to worry about because things would be recognizable to you as to whether they're flowing in alignment with you or flowing against alignment with you, which is perceived to be a difficulty. That's the truth. So there isn't anything right or wrong. There isn't anything right or wrong for you to be doing. There is that which matches your energy frequency, which would flow to you with ease. If it doesn't match your energy frequency, then there's usually a struggle, and that's your altered ego forcing something that is not necessarily in alignment with your highest frequency. And we hope that that helps you.
Wow, quite the answer. Quite the answer. Next question is another offline question from Sandy. I've been listening to episode 153 and I have a question. The question is, I'm wondering how Canadians and North and South Americans feel about becoming one region. I'm in the UK and a lot of squabbling has been going on since Breatrix. So will the Americans as one region work for the best?
We don't know what you mean for the best. Again, we don't have a perception of good or bad. Can't be worse than it is now. Nothing could be worse than it is now. Most of you have no idea what's going on. And we're going to tell you that most of the Americas have no idea of what we spoke about. There are a few that know. And any of them that has any type of information as to why that is occurring, they're usually pretty happy about it. So when do they're going to region the Earthship. They're going to region the Earthship. And that is to allow broader expandability and inclusion, far less separation, control, and violence. And probably the most pleasing thing for everybody globally is a financial currency reset. And that is what's taking place.
Perfect. Perfect. Next question from Carl. Julius, can you please talk to us about fake foods in our food chain? Are we eating lab-grown beef, chicken, fake eggs, and plastic peas?
Yes, of course you are. Unfortunately, there's quite a lot of it. There is quite a lot of it. And it's actually not too tough to differentiate when you start to see things and they have a list of more than 2 to 3 ingredients, you know a laboratory is involved. That's it. That's it. Okay? And the sad thing about that is, Master, is they can take something that starts out as organic and put so many artificial ingredients into it or on top of it that they'll synthesize it. That's the truth, okay? So we would suggest that if you are getting to a point where you are being extremely mindful of the food that you are putting in your bodies, that you be mindful of the ingredient list and you don't put anything in your body that has more than 2 to 3 ingredients listed. Now, you can research different coatings and things like that that will indicate whether it's lab-grown meat and synthesized food. that information is out there, and as of right now, there is quite a lot of that is put on the ingredients list. It's just that it kind of has different comms and codes to it, but you can look up kind of some of the latest stuff on that to help protect you. Here's the other thing that is pretty easy to see. Shape, color, and smell. Shape, color, and smell, okay? If it looks a little too perfect, it's been influenced. It's GMO'd probably. You really want to try to lean into as much of your local farmer grown items as you possibly can. If you are consuming eggs, we're going to suggest you look more into as local organic stuff as you possibly can. We would encourage all of you to stay away from anything imported from China. Okay? Anything imported from China. We would encourage that if you are consuming animals in any form, that you would go to local farmings and where they are processing those animals themselves, and you will see a huge difference between what that looks like and what's in your supermarket. A huge difference. In which case you're going to be probably flabbergasted at what you've been eating, Again, we want to support that even organic foods can be so over-processed with injectables and things sprayed on top of them that they literally become a synthesized product that you're putting in your body. So it can be a challenge. But we will tell you this. Once you start being extremely mindful of the food and the fuel that you're putting in your body, you're probably going to reduce your choice list down quite a bit. You're going to get a much more simplified diet, a much more simplified eating system. You're likely to repeat foods a lot because you will feel more secure and safe about the quality of what you're putting in your bodies.
Next question is my question, actually. Julius, so when we are resting, when we're asleep, I know that we are going to different timelines. We're not dreaming. If we are choosing to go to a timeline that isn't, like, I used to go to timelines that were very violent for a very, very long time. And now that I have calm in my life, I go to the same repetitive timeline where there's a lot of joy and happiness. Why?
It's your energy frequency. That's the truth. Everything matches your energy frequency, Master, whether you're awake or asleep. Although we're going to tell you that you're mostly asleep, period, especially when it comes to your awareness. But everything matches your frequency at all times, always. That is the truth. So if you think of that, that will explain all of that to you. It will explain all of that to you. We have always said that if you do not want to experience nightmares or scary visitations from beings or versions of your own self, raise your frequency. Raise your frequency. And you won't have those experiences. Or if you do, they won't be as treacherous. You'll literally be able to have those experiences more from the observer effect than the doer effect, so they won't be emotionally impacting you when you're just sitting and observing them. For observation purposes, for you to get a broad scope of who you are, where you are in different areas, how to inject and help to inspire yourself to grow your energies in all different other types of places. But that is always an energy frequency match for you in that moment. And that can be very difficult, Master, because a good many of you that exist as embodied beings, coming back to the knowing that you are source, you don't know what frequency you are. You don't. You can't feel your frequency. You don't even know what it means if you did. Okay? So most of you live in a rather delusional state about being much higher frequency than you probably are. And that causes a lot of the confusion in your life because you can't figure out why this happened or why this is happening or why that is happening. And you start to think that other people are throwing bad things at you. And we'll say, no, it's a reflection of your frequency. And then we'll say, no, Julius, no, I've been raising my frequency. And we'll say, have you? Have you really? Okay. The biggest destructive aspect is spiritual arrogance, is living in any marker on your journey while you're an embodied being to think that you're done or that you've reached the top mark. If that was true, you wouldn't be here anymore. What everything does, Masters, is it mirrors back to you your energy frequency so that you have self-awareness, so that you can choose who you are being at all times. And once you understand that statement and that truth, it can massively assist you on your conscious journey.
Thank you. Next question from Vendina. Can you please give me advice on how to help my bunny who started losing his hair?
Oh, sorry. Can you say that one more time on how to help her what?
Her bunny rabbit?
Her bunny rabbit. And it's a male and he's losing his hair?
Yes.
One of two things. He's under duress. He's picking up stress in his environment. Okay. He has parasites. Okay. And or he's got a hormone condition. So it's actually one of those three things. Okay.
Okay. Next question from Erica Rimmer. Can you please talk about the weird storms in Canada that Canada just got in April? Thank you for your help.
Well, Master, everything is weather manipulation. Everything is weather manipulation. It still is. It still is. They're doing a little less weather manipulation, but you've had weather manipulation for centuries. For centuries, okay? What's interesting now is that you may be experiencing less manipulation, and so now the weather could definitively be regulating itself a little bit more, and you're just not used to some of the ways that you get a variation in, temperatures and weather conditions and things like that. But all the weather is still being manipulated here on the Earthship. A lot of times it is for distraction. And then a lot of times is also they are clearing out different areas, flooding different areas still for the dumbs that are underneath the surface of the earth. So there's usually those things that are going on.
Awesome. Next question from Elizabeth Wolf. Hi, Julius. Would you please explain the details when the human body is taken on on the UFO ships and taken to a different planet to stay there? How does that work?
No, we don't have time to go into all the details for that here on the show, Master. This is a rapid fire program, and that could take a multiple hour conversation for you. We're not sure what you're asking us, okay? There are people here on this Earthship that go to other planets. There are people here on this Earthship that work on other planets. And we know that some of you just aren't going to believe that. We really don't care. We don't care about whatever you think. That's the truth. You have interdimensional transportation devices, and you have ways to get off of this planet and onto another planet within your solar system much faster than you could ever imagine. And yes, there are people that do that, and yes, they keep quiet about it. So everybody who's going to come out there and go, oh, well, Joyce, what are you saying? People just keep that quiet? Yeah, they keep it quiet. And those environmental conditions obviously match with what is going on with the human physical body, and there are environmental conditions that are built on the off-planet systems, and then there are also prisons on off-planets, and there are other areas where beings from this Earthship go to hide or to stay out of harm's way, and that is the truth.
Love it. Next question from Ashley. Can you speak about the GATE program of the 70s, 80s, and 90s that was testing children during school hours?
Yeah, so that wasn't just then, Master. That's been going on ever since public schools, organized schools, has been going on. Every child got tested for intuitiveness. All of them did. And you may or may not remember that. It happened right around the third and fourth grade for most everybody. And you got progressively tested. So if you, and you know, they wrote it off as fun. They wrote it off, but you know, there was a whole lot of two kids sitting across from each other. One was holding up a picture and the other one had to guess what was on the paper. Colors, shapes, it started off with things like that. And then children got advanced through the testing programs, and some of them got basically captured by the government and used. And yes, that is true. Again, we really don't care whether you believe us or not. It is true. Those children's families were usually involved in knowing that their children were in those programs. Sometimes the children were, you know, MK Ultra'd, so they wouldn't remember things, but it happened a lot in orphanages as well. It wasn't just in the public school system. It was in most orphanages as well. Then they wouldn't have to deal with the families. It's still going on today. Whether you realize it or not, they're tracking intuitiveness in other ways now, and it's deeply embedded in all of your public school systems. That is the truth.
Love it, love it. Follow-up question. My elementary school was a laboratory school.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of testing going on there, wasn't there?
Of course, all schools are laboratory schools. But here's what we were going to say. So for following up on the question. So now, Masters, you're all being watched so closely. Even your children are, so they don't even need to do the testing in the schools anymore. They're just tracking the kids on their devices. Some people are so ignorant and so foolish as to actually allow their children on electronic devices under the age of 10, and all of that is being tracked. The games that they're playing, the programs that they're watching, and then there's cameras in your home as to see what the children are doing with their intuitive gifts. And you don't think those black SUVs are pulling up to houses and grabbing kids? You bet there are. You bet they are. Okay? And so it's just gotten more advanced to where the little men in black suits don't have to come into the classrooms anymore. They're just watching you on your kids' devices. Heavens, the kids are wearing those stupid Apple things on their wrists to school. Really? Really? Yeah.
All right. Thanks for that disclosure. The Anoic Temple, is there legitimacy of block quantum technologies? It's a box that apparently works with the etheric and molecular frequencies as an energy generator, enhancing the energy of anything placed between the plates.
What are they asking us? Is if that's real?
Yeah.
Well, yes, of course. Of course, everything's energy, Master. The technology here on this Earthship, the general public has been kept in the dark ages. No, let's reiterate that. Before the dark ages, there was more technology in your dark ages than what you are exposed to now. It's really pathetic. We literally want you to think of the technology that you think you know now and understand that you have just chiseled the first wheel. That's basically truth. That's basically the truth. Okay? And that's why it is so challenging for the general public to believe so much stuff. Because they'll say, oh, well, it's just not out there. Or they would put it out there and we're like, why? Why would they put that out to you? The more they can control and manipulate you, the more they can control and manipulate you. And one of the greatest ways of doing that is to keep technology away from you and definitively keep away from you that you are source. And so the technology that is in this timeline on this Earthship in the third dimension right now is 1,000 times more advanced than what you currently have access to. That is truth. That is the truth. And yes, it's being used in many, 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 many ways. We are hoping that more of that will be released, but it can also be extremely challenging, Master, because things are very, very powerful, and is advanced for what some would perceive to be the betterment of humanity. It certainly can also be the detriment of humanity. So it's a tough, tough thing. But you are frequency, you are energy, and there's very simple things that can be used to alter your energy, your matter, reconstruct yourself on a cellular, project you into another timeline, time travel, time hold, time dysregulation, time folding and bending. You can change costumes. You can travel just with your thoughts to any place or anything, and there's technology to support that. But more than that, Master, you can do that with your own intuitive gifts once you reach a highest level of consciousness. So if you don't have access to the technology to do it, raising your consciousness would be the most advisable thing that we could suggest to all of you.
Okay, next question is from Sunny Day. Julius, why are they talking about UFOs and aliens now? How much do they want to reveal and why?
Well, we're going to tell you they've been talking about them all along. It just depends on where you get your information from. But it's all about disclosure. It's all about disclosure, because now that they're talking about who runs the Earthship, they've got to start getting into the levels of the reptilians, the dragonians, all of these different things, because they're very much a part of who runs this Earthship. And the satanic worshiping elites are reptilians. So they really need, and that rabbit hole is just going to open up. So they can't start telling you that there's 13 families that govern basically the rulership financially on this earth without divulging how they have written all of your historical documents. Did we say that loud enough? They have written all of your historical documents to keep you all entangled in different psyops and keep you all entangled with arguing over each other as to who has the right ancient information when all of it has been falsified. And they've got to get down to the worshiping of Baphomet and Satan and all of the sacrifice that takes place. And then they've got to get down to why they do that. And we will say because the reptilians love to eat flesh of human embodied beings. And so then they have to get down to, well, where do they come from? And then they have to get down to, well, they're UFOs. Okay, so there's really a trickling effect down the ropes and ladders of truth, Masters, and they're just starting to throw some of it out there. The thing about it is a good many people already know this and are so happy that's finally being talked about mainstream. For the people who refuse to accept that this is truth, that's perfectly fine. Go live your life somewhere over there. And for those of you who have finally been vindicated with the truth because you've been an abductee, congratulations. And for people who have shamed you and people who have shunned you and people who have institutionalized you because of your truth, we hope you find peace and calm, and we definitively hope you find healing.
Love it. Love it. Next question, kind of a follow-up question from Go Time. Julius, can you comment on the mysterious disappearances of all the scientists lately?
All we are going to say about that, Master, is you may be surprised to find out that not all of them were what you would perceive to be good guys.
There you go.
That's what we will say.
Next question from Sunny Day. Julius, why is it so difficult for our minds to be set free, let go, and stop repeating the old stuff, especially after trauma and shock? How do we change that?
So everything is in frequency resonance masters that literally control your minds and your thoughts. Okay, so we're going to give you a subject matter here. We're actually going to be releasing a process to assist you in this. That'll be launched on the John Burgo Show, more than likely coming up in June. So, Masters, it is scientifically proven that there is a neuro connection between all of your brains through frequency. And those frequencies are usually in sound waves, music and sound waves, okay? That connects your brains, connects your thoughts, and keeps you in hive mind thinking, okay? This is why churches use prayer and hymns. This is how the music industry controls you. This is how mantras work and chanting works. It keeps everybody called back and connected into hive mind, small-minded thinking. So right about the time that you think that you are breaking free, you're probably being drawn back in by having the same music, same tone, same prayers, same repetitive actions still going on either by you or people around you that draw your thoughts right back into your programming. And that is the truth.
That. Oh, Seymour's got some sharp claws. All right.
Wait, he is generously giving you acupuncture.
That's true, for sure. Acupuncture till you bleed. All right. Next question. Can you comment on the FDA fast tracking the usage of psychedelics for PTSD and treatment of depression?
We don't know what you want us to comment on. We're not sure what you want us to comment on. Are you wanting us to give you our opinion? Or are you asking us if they're doing it? We're not sure what you're asking us for on that. Do we
Probably
think
why
that
they're doing it.
psychedelics are good for PTSD? We do not. We do not. We don't believe that you should be put in an altered state of reality to deal with your reality. That's our opinion.
Okay.
Okay?
Next question from your cosmic bestie. Hello, what can we understand about the importance of sacred geometry in our everyday lives slash manifestation?
So, Masters, we are going to support that you are source. You do not need sacred geometry to do anything. You are source. You created sacred geometry that has to do with the holographic projection field, the prisms that are projected on the holographic screen for your hologram. They have to do with the coagulation of matter, materialistic forms that are demonstrations of thoughts while you are physical, but we will tell you that you are source and you resonate far above that. If you do not know yourself as source, then you may utilize some of the tools that you have left as reminders for you to use in your forgotten state while you work yourself back to knowing yourself as source. Whew, that was a mouthful.
That was a
And
mouthful.
that's where that would come into play.
That was for sure a mouthful. All right. Next question. A couple of people want to know. This is from Jasher. Is there a connection between the quote unquote missing scientists and Trump having numerous attempts on his life and time travelers?
Oh, yes. Thank you for putting the time travelers in there, Joshua. We love you for your mind. and for your intelligence. Yes, this is has a lot to do with some of the teardown of the systems. Again, we're going to support that not all of your scientists that had disappeared are the good guys. Some of them have finally been taken out. Some of them are hidden away and tucked away in safe arenas. And some of their information, they're matched up with Einstein, they're matched up with, Socrates, they're matched up with us in some of the other dimensions and some of the realms for some of the changes and some of the shifts. Trump, of course, as you know, is not Donald Trump. He is not out amongst the public. So these are all dramas playing themselves out. They've got to figure out a distraction. Weren't we just talking to you, Greg Nyman Jr., about a distraction that they were going to have to play out this weekend?
You sure were.
Yeah. Didn't we call that on Friday for you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure did.
Yeah. So on Friday, we had a discussion with Greg Nyman Jr. saying they were going to pull a big distraction because of something that they are trying to release this weekend. So it has definitively a lot to do with that, Master. Stay tuned. We hope you have your foreign currency in hand.
Love it. That's I love the Socrates part on that last answer. FYI.
That council that you're always seeing yourself sitting up in, right? Those bleacher things looking down on the stage with us. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. This has multiple questions, but they're all the same. They're all about the same subject. So let me ask the whole thing. It's from Celestial Mystica. What will happen with the war in Iran? Who will win? What lies beneath the real origin to the cause of this war? And is it true that Hillary Clinton and the Democrats are looking for Gilgamesh's tomb and how to activate the Stargate in Iran?
Okay, so Master, Iran is already won. The United States owns Iran. The United States also owns Iraq. That is a truth. They have been tearing down the child trafficking, human trafficking, and the satanic cults. Iran and Iraq have been a hubbub, just like Ukraine, for those truths. So they're tearing up those systems. Okay? Hillary Clinton is dead. So are most of the nefarious Democrats, the Obamas, and things like that. Biden's, they've already been taken out. There are interdimensional gateways and portals all over the Earthship. Most of them are underwater in the oceans and the seas. There are already claims for them. There are already scientific labs attached to them, and most of them are already being used. So there isn't anything that they have to run and claim and grab. There are hundreds, if not thousands of them already being used. So that's what we will answer for those questions so far.
Love it. Love it. Source of light. Hello, Greg, Kasey, and the Ascended Masters group, Julius. Why, hello. What happens with this timeline when we consistently jump to another timeline in order to manifest another reality?
Well, Master, this timeline remains. There are no timelines that go away. None of them go away. And they're always they're always running. They're like a balls of yarn. They fold into each other and bend into each other. You exist in all of them. You are source. There is only one of us here. So you don't have to get overly preoccupied about getting into one and not finding yourself back in another one. If you insist on seeing yourself as separate and singular, we will still support that you exist in all timelines in the three-dimensional aspect that you perceive is real for you. But if you go to a broader aspect, you are all of us. You never cease to exist. You will exist in all aspects. And as long as somebody is thinking that this timeline exists, it does.
There you go. Celestial Mystica is asking why I don't write the questions on the screen. The answer is because I haven't taken the time to figure that out yet. And I'm not sure that I will, because it kind of is a pain in the butt, but that's why. Next question, and I do believe you have a process for this, if I'm not mistaken. From Susie Humphreys. Hey, Julius, can you please tell me how many strands of DNA I have?
Oh, yeah. So what we will tell you, Master, is you have three DNA spiral helixes. You're only using one of them. Every three-dimensional humanoid being actually has three staircases. Two have been placed dormant. We actually have a process to help awaken the other two. You have an infinite amount of crossed strands. So she's talking about the cross strands that run along the helix, the spiral helix. And we're going to tell you none of it's real. You're a holographic projection. So you can become anything that you choose. And that is the truth.
Love it. Uh, I don't know how to say the first part of this guy's name, so it's Joshua7255. I'm looking to go into farming. Is Argostronomy Towers okay?
Sorry, he's going into farming. And what is he asking?
Are Argotonomy Towers okay? Or tower farms okay?
Yeah.
Agrotonomy.
We're going to tell you that what you're thinking about farming is probably already obsolete. We wouldn't recommend you do anything like that for another, at least another year, and see what the technology that comes forward in that time is. Pretty much everything is bullshit here on the Earthship as far as solar farming, wind farming, and things like that. And all of the systems for the soils are going to shift and change, which is lovely. And things will go much more, we won't say back, but we'll go forward still into hydroponic farming and things like that. If you're doing foods, if you're doing energies, what has been made aware to the public is mostly very, very old technology. The technologies that they're bringing forward are the ones that you've had for all times, which have everything to do with coils, Tesla coils, crystals, the Earthship, omni-quantum fields, and things that are interdimensional for devices. They're going to reawaken the dormant devices here on the Earth if all goes well, which means that you won't have to farm or produce anything because it'll be all free. So we would suggest that you don't dive too swiftly into what you're speaking of yet.
Okay. Next question. Uh, if the Earth is much bigger than we thought, scientists and technology on the Earth seem to calculate everything with the wrong data. How come things like satellite signals work anyways, and flights take the time they say they take, like a plane going from London to New York takes the calculated time and not much longer. Why is all that working if the Earth is bigger than they say it is?
Well, what if you've been lied to about everything, Master, even time? You have to understand this is a very well constructed illusion. A very well constructed illusion. Who configured time for you? Who configured time for you? That's what you get to ask yourself. Okay?
Next question is from Decify. Julius, what do you mean about flooding the dubs?
The
The
DUMBs, the
the dub.
tunnels that are underneath your Earthship. Everything that does the transportation for all your weapons, all your drugs, all your gold, all your riches, all your human trafficking, the civilizations that live under the earth, everything about your governmental systems, everything about your medical systems that are all hidden from those of you who live on the surface.
Okay. Uh, Next question from Celestial Mystica. I've heard the flower of life was altered, and the one that everybody knows and loves is inaccurate, so they can uh, restructure, reprogram humanity in a dishonest way. Is that true?
Master, you are not the flower of life, you are source. Okay? You are source. The flower of life should be indicative to a fractal, or a kaleidoscope type of aspect. And anything that is a fractal is a better representation of all that you are in a never-ending, ongoing essence of thought. And no, any singular design is the only representation of that. That's what we will say.
Okay. Next question from Susan Humphreys. Hey Julius, what did you mean about getting your currency now?
We would suggest that you all do your research on the reevaluation of foreign currencies, known as the RV, that is taking place right now, and invest in foreign currencies that are just about to be revalued. There's many, many places for you to get that information. And if you are not aware of that information, we would suggest you come quickly up to speed on that.
Love it. Celestial Mystica, why are they doing so much spying and watching everybody?
Everything's about manipulation and control, Master. The more that they can spy on you, the more they can figure out how to control and manipulate you. It's the truth. You're all slaves. You are. Slavery never ended. You just now go to work and pay taxes and pay exorbitant bills. It's just a new form of slavery. It's the truth. You're just being enslaved and brainwashed and manipulated and coerced, and they love to play games with you, and they love to eat you and consume you, and they love to terrify you. It's a controlled game. It's like the elites that have run this Earthship for quite a long time are like that extremely psychopathic, disturbed child that loves to take a magnifying glass and burn little animals and insects with it. Yeah, that's who's spying on you.
Love that. Next question.
Which, by the way, we really want to say something. And we know that this is going to burn some rear ends for people, but we're going to say it anyway. Why is it for human beings that if you catch a child being abusive or killing animals, you become extremely concerned as to whether there is something emotionally wrong with that child, but adults do it and they call it sport?
Good point.
Oh, we have discovered the backdrops.
Oh, love it. All right. Julius, how do we open our minds to new information without getting angry?
Oh, you know why you get angry, Master? That's your programming in its defense program. So every program that you have been programmed with has a sub-defense program for the program, to defend the program. And that's how you know you're programmed, is when information comes in and your reaction is to get angry, to deny it, and actually want to harm the poor person that's delivering the message of the new information. Believe us, we live that on a daily basis. If you want to get into some of the comments on our Instagram and our TikTok platforms. But all that is it means that you are run a program, you have been programmed and you're running that program to support your closed mind. So anytime you get angry at Information Master, you know you have a program running. So that's your indicator, okay? So every program has a safety program called cognitive dissonance that is part of the coding in the program, which means you'll defend the lie. You'll actually get angry and even violent to defend the lie. And so that is so great that you recognize that you get angry at information, knowing, Master, then that's an indicator that you're running a program. Isn't that awesome? Because
Awesome.
then you can choose, at least openly choose, as to whether you're going to help take that program down, not get angry. Anger keeps you from having an open mind. If you can calm your anger down, then you are in a state of more of an open mind, and you can decide why the information is so painful for you. Why does the information anger you so much? And as you do that, you're going to go into an aspect of self-discovery, and that's going to open your mind as well. It is perfectly all right for you to say, you know, I'm not familiar with that truth and I'm not sure if it resonates. You can say that, but at least you haven't shut down the possibility of it. You need to ask yourself, why is this information so disturbing? Why does it anger me so much? Why? Okay? Usually it angers you so much because if it was true, it means you may have participated in it. You may be wrong about something. That angers people. It triggers your altered ego. So in order to open your mind, Masters, you have to get out of your defense mechanism against any given theory, and you get to get out of a state of being angry and move into calm and possibility, because here's what we will tell you. We're going to tell you one of the biggest truths right here, right now. Masters, you can't make anything up. Your brain does not create thought. Everybody out there that speaks any form of thought is speaking a truth somehow, somewhere that they're in alignment with. There are no lies. There are misleading information, limited information, but every thought is. Your brain can't make something up. It can't make something up. That is mind-boggling, Masters. If you understand that, then you wouldn't be so defensive. You would just simply say, I haven't been in alignment with that thought. It's interesting that this other person has been. Masters, you are all thought. And to deny any aspect of thought is to judge yourself and to deny an aspect of that is you. And we hope that that is something that you will sit with, that you will contemplate, and that you may be open-minded enough to accept as a truth. And if you don't, blessings be you on your extremely limited journey.
Love it. Last question of the day from Julie. Who are the closest physical aliens that have visited our planet, and where are they from?
Masters, you have an infinite array of beings here on this Earthship other than humanoid, and you're a visitor as well. Nobody comes from this Earthship. Nobody does. This is an Earthship. This is a starship that people come and land on to play and interact with, and you are not the dominant race. Species, you're not. And it doesn't matter how close anything is, because everything comes through interdimensional portals.
And there's no such thing as distance.
That's true. It's all a hologram.
Comment from Swift Sage. I was typing a question and Julius answered it in real time, exactly as I was typing it. Made me smile wide. Gratitude.
Nice. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining me and Julius for your questions and your comments. Hold them for next week if there's more pouring in, or you may send them in ahead of time to support at channelingjulius.com, and Greg gets that list as well. Got just a little bit of a headache tonight. Hold on. It's been a busy weekend.
Has been.
All right. So now we get to play with cards, or you get to play with cards, Greg, right? If
Absolutely.
you want a card pull
I
or
do have
card
one.
reading, what was
I do
that?
have one question. I
Oh,
do have
yes.
one question. After the Ask Julius show, do you ice your jaw because you talk so fast and your mouth gets tired?
Actually, I pretty much am that way anyway, right?
That's true. That is true.
No, but I do get concerned that my hair gets small when I channel. That's why I pump it up so big before we get started.
Love it.
If you guys want to have some interactiveness with Greg while he pulls cards, put your name in. Put your name in. Say me, yes, yes, yes. Greg, you want to explain the cards that you're going to use tonight and what you're going to be doing for everybody? If this resonates with any of you and you would like your personal session with Greg, thegregortroll@gmail.com, thegregortroll@gmail.com. And of course, if you want to check out all the cool stuff that we've got going on at Channeling Joyous, speaking of that, we have some incredible specials.
Oh yeah.
Incredible specials on the website right now. Channelingjoyous.com. We've got spring specials running. We've got a combination of a vault and a reading special. We've got the 7 levels of consciousness special going on. We've got the ancestral lineage cutting cords with ancestors special going on for $100. Visit the website. If you have been curious in any way about some of the private sessions with Joyous, this is a great way for you guys to jump on it, as well, of course, as our courses and classes. Phenomenal offerings right now, phenomenal. Please go to the website, channelingjoyous.com. And if you have any questions about any of those things, you can ask Sue or JC, and you can email into support@channelingjoyous.com. Even if you're having a hard time choosing which one you want, our team is amazing to help you with all of that. So please, please do that for yourselves. Again, my team and I try to put out extraordinary offerings for all of you so that you can have an opportunity to work with Joyous. Some of you really, really enjoy that. I know I enjoy that. It gives me the opportunity to work with you. And then if you want a session from Greg, again, thegregortroll@gmail.com. And Greg, are you ready? Have you got some people who are going to have some fun with you tonight?
Yes, but I totally forgot the specials today. Sorry about that. There is one special that if you are not going to get anything else, I would totally get while it's $100 off. The Levels of Consciousness Expanded as a 6-part workshop that you will get information from for, well, probably the rest of your life. Honestly, I can't tell you how many times I've listened to that particular workshop. That is running special right now, offered at $149. $60 off is an amazing, amazing workshop. I would totally recommend everybody get that. Everybody on the planet, in all honesty. So much information there. IDV, thank you for that super sticker. Much
That's so
appreciated.
sweet. That is so sweet, right? It's like, woohoo!
Love it, love it, and
So nice. Love that.
love it. Okay, I am using the moon cards today. They are from mooncards.com. They actually have a email that you can get like a free daily card pull from them, and they got so popular that they actually published the deck that they use, so that's kind of fun. And so yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. Super pretty cards
They are. They're beautiful cards. I love this deck.
on the front.
So much fun.
Okay, Mr. Carl. withdraw Carl. Okay, Mr. Carl, you got the Justice card, the Scales of Justice. Now, this is an interesting representation of the Scales of Justice, being that the middle is a sword, and it is encased in a rose vine, or a rose is wrapped around it. So that is telling you to temper your need for vengeance with love or retribution, or what you perceive as justice. Look at it through eyes of love, and yeah, focus on that going forward. Uh, Go time. You got the library, or the book. And this is talking to you about studying and expanding your knowledge, and seeing what secrets you can reveal, going back over knowledge that you may have learned, when you were younger, and looking at it from a different perspective at this point. Sunny day.
I find it really interesting, Greg, that people look at tarot cards or oracle cards, and all of the artwork means something. Like, I think that what a lot of times you look at that, or people who look at cards, and they'll, maybe see maybe the initial image. But I think that what people don't understand, if they really study this stuff or get into the information on it, is they'll usually describe every little nuance of the card, right? Like, you'll notice on the Ace of Pentacles that there's a mountain in the background under the arch of roses sitting on a blah, blah, blah. And you're like, wait, what, right? And that means this, and that means that. So it's really interesting that you mentioned, on that card, like the Scales of Justice, but it's with a sword, which is like a double-edged sword, right? Thorns on the vine of the rose, right? Which means justice is in the eye of the beholder, right? Are you the one looking for justice, or are you the one that has been unjustly treated another, right? Is your perspective clear on it, or is it distorted? Like, there's a lot to the depth of the cards. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. And all of that depth is also subjective.
Right, for sure. But I
I
mean,
mean,
I think maybe even for you, when you first got into reading cards, like when people first start, they're kind of just get that surface reading, and then the more, like, when you teach people, because Greg teaches people how to do cards, they'll get more and more advanced, and they start getting into those crazy layers of the depiction of the decks, right?
absolutely. I remember one particular person that I was teaching to read cards. They sent me a card, and they're like, "What does this particular card mean?" And it was the High Priestess card. And I'm like, which particular angle do you want to go with on that? I mean, there's so much in that. It was the standard, tarot deck with the standard imagery, and it's like, what layer, what imagery, what particular section of the card are you looking at? And
Right.
are you looking at just what does the card mean at face value? Or are you looking at this aspect or that aspect? Every single card, it does not matter what card it is.
Yeah,
It
it's funny because actually he's talking about me, and I was focused on that High Priestess card. There were two letters on the card, the letter B and the letter J, and I was focused on those two letters. And Greg was like, but what do you see, with things like that. So just like you said, Greg, it's interpretation, right? Like, oh my God, what does this card mean, right? And
Yeah.
that's what also can be really nice about having somebody to echo back ideas with. I know you very personally, you know, you got super great friends. Obviously, we're all intuitive. We all bounce ideas off of each other. It's really fun. And it can be really, really challenging to read yourself. Like, I think we do not read ourselves well. We are definitely biased, definitely
We're our worst
biased.
critic.
We
We're
are
our own worst
our
critic.
own
Yep.
biggest blind spot, right? Duh,
Absolutely.
my life story is a real testament to that. But it's really great to have somebody to have that feedback. I just want to throw that out there because these cards are really beautiful, as they all are. And it's always just really interesting to see a little bit of the differences in how you read these cards.
Speaking of that, um, this is for Sunny Day. It is the love card. Now, this is talking, again, we have the rose wrapped around the couple's hands. And, you know, that's talking about love, talking about passion. It's also talking about, you know, be wary of the thorns. You know, every relationship, it doesn't matter, it doesn't necessarily need to be romantic or not. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship. There's going to be an adjustment period, there's going to be bumps, there's going to be thorns, if you will, and you get to decide, um, is the thorn worth the flower, right? Is the change or the opportunity for growth worth the love? You know, and then, you know, this could be talking about, you know, with the moon behind it, you know, a love coming in, and then with the new moon, you know, all sorts of things like that, or a romantic, you know, dinner time with your partner, you know, whatever. Like there's you could literally talk about every single card for hours if you really wanted to. And like Julia said, there's no right or wrong. It just is your interpretation. Flourishing group. Ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
You got the labyrinth card.
Oh, yes.
So, you know, you got to watch out for David Bowie. But this is talking this a double interpretation, right? Like, okay, you're walking through a labyrinth, or are you at the center of the labyrinth? And this is the boundaries you're putting up for those trying to come into contact with you and create some sort of relationship for you. So you get to take inventory of yourself and see if, you know, which is applicable to you. But, you know, if you are going through the labyrinth, the journey is worth the destination. The Anoic Temple. All right, here's another perfect example of that. You get the hourglass. So do you focus on the hourglass? Do you focus on the rainbow? Do you focus on the ocean? Do you focus on the moons on the hourglass? What do you look at here? This is telling me that, everything is a snapshot of time, because this hourglass will never be fully empty ever. It's a snapshot of energy. And this is telling me, you know, for you to look past the time that is passing and look at the rainbow, look at the love, look at the joy beyond, and don't worry about time. This time doesn't exist anyway. K-Tat. Oh, Casey's gonna be jealous.
Oh,
Octopus.
yes.
Now, this, of course, is the most magnificent creature on the planet that we know of. Um,
Ooh, is
That
it holding, Greg, is it holding crystals? What's it holding? It's got a key, it's got crystals.
it's got crystals, it's got time, it's got a key. There's a sunken city behind it. There's a shark behind it. There's some sort of secret treasure vault underneath it. I mean, you could dive into this card forever. But what this card is telling me is that you are trying to balance way too many things. You're trying to be too many things to too many people. And to start pulling towards you things that you feel that are sacred to you. You know, your time, your energy, because that's what a crystal represents is energy. And you're the key to your own reality, creating your own reality, right? Like you see what I did there? That is what this card is telling me about you is remember that you're the key. Bendina. Oh, again, Casey's going to be jealous. You got the sea turtle. See him in the background? The anchor. Now, this is telling me with all the chains that are on this particular anchor that a lot of people are anchored to you, relying on you to be their stability. And yeah, you got to let that shit go. Like, let them find their own way. Otherwise, you're not going anywhere. Pretty clear message on that one. Decify. Ooh. Now, this particular card, a lot of people see the girl, right? Well, this card is the element fire. And this is telling you that you are fire. You have that power, you have that destructive and also creative power within you, and you get to decide what you want to do with it. I mean, you've got fire in her hands. She's a queen with the crown. You got roses around you, a volcano in the background. So, choose how you want that fire to burn. Do you want it to be destructive like a volcano, but create something new? Or do you have a burning love inside of you? Like, what is it? Find your passion and proceed with that.
You know what else you could have said with that card?
What?
You fire, you
Yep,
fire.
I love it. Sylvia. Okay, well, apparently that card wants to talk to you. You get the fairy.
Ooh.
So you're a mystical, magical being, and this particular fairy, and a lot of fairies only come out at night and only are seen at night. This is telling you to let your light shine in the daytime too. You don't need to just keep your mystical, magical self to yourself at night and those that you are comfortable with. Start branching out, start showing other people your mysticism. All right, cosmic bestie known as Tristan. Huh. You get the Phoenix.
Oh,
So
yes,
you've
yes,
been through some stuff,
yes.
but you are a phoenix. Remember that, and remember that the phoenix destroys itself to create something new. It rebirths itself out of its own destruction. Yeah, this card hits a little home for Kasey. All right. Celestial Mystica. Apparently you're an obstacle too.
Ooh.
You are juggling way too much. But you can handle it because you're an octopus, and octopuses are awesome. All right, Love Light Lauren. Let your love and your magic shine in the daytime. Don't need to just be a nighttime fairy. So as we talked about earlier a few shows ago, um, energies start to sync when you spend a lot of time with a group of people. Or I mean, we've been here about an hour and a half ish, and we've been doing readings for about 20 minutes, and the energies are starting to sync. So card readings that have been previous to you have got you thinking about something, and that's why the energy matches and the same card appears. There's something that was said earlier that got you thinking, or your soul thinking, and that's why the same
Well,
cards.
and also this, I think when you have a group like this and you're doing readings, excuse me, these sequential readings, Greg, excuse me, I got Persian hair. I'm breathing in. These cards can be resonating with multiple people at the same time, right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Sunny D. Love it. Okay, so this particular card,
Ooh.
do you look at the crystal? Do you look at the girl? Do you look at the lilies? What do you look at? This card is a crystal card, so it's focusing on the crystal, and the crystal is the amethyst, which is, the best crystal ever.
Those of us who are amethyst whores.
Absolutely. We may have to show the big amethyst next.
Okay, we will.
Um, anyway, this is telling you to find without getting too personal. Um, find your way. Find your way. Um, Chris Amethyst has a. I can't say it without getting too personal. So, Amethyst has a way of guiding you through addiction. Just saying, not good or bad. And it doesn't have to be a substance addiction. There's a lot of addictions out there. Your addiction is beating yourself up. So yeah, get some amethyst, find your way to love. Quit being so hard on yourself.
I also notice in that card, Greg, that the amethyst is very specifically at her throat chakra. To me, that was the first thing that I noticed on that card.
Yep. Throat, and then she has one on her third eye in the headband. So that's about tapping into your higher self and speaking your truth. Love Light Lauren has a fabulous question or a fabulous comment. The most expansive workshop I've ever done. Love the 7 levels of consciousness expanded. Would so recommend it. Absolutely, Love Light Lauren.
Thank you for that.
Mhm. The other questions that are for Julius, please send them into support or bring them back next week. Synchronite. Okay.
Ooh, the key.
So you notice there's lilies. Lilies are a symbol of age and wisdom. The rose is the universal symbol of love. You are holding the key, and you have been holding this particular key for a very, very long time. The key to unlocking that door or that vault, yes, a vault session would be great for you, is love. And you hold all the keys in your hand. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to use that particular key. Put yourself first. Use that particular key. Uh, Celestial Mystica, I can answer your crystal question. Why you cannot hear your crystals is because you are telling yourself you can't. Super simple. The easiest way or the simplest way to hear your crystals is to A, believe you can, and then B, pick a crystal that you really resonate with, one that you really, really love. Everybody has a favorite at this particular moment in time. It may change, but whatever crystal you have as your favorite at this particular moment, I want you to hold that crystal. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to do two very specific things. I want you to give yourself permission to receive the information that the crystal has for you. And I want you to tell or ask the crystal to give you whatever information it has for you. And then listen.
Oh, but also, Greg, what's coming to my mind on that, because of all the channeling that I do with crystals, is wash your crystal and clear your crystal.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because it could be that, there's, static, energy there. So tell people how to clean them and to charge them.
Okay. Any crystal that ends in "ite," do not put in water.
Do
It is
not put
one
where?
in water.
Okay.
I mean, you can do like a super quick rinse if you want, but do not soak them in water. Water is acidic and it will degrade the crystal. So a lot of crystals, they say clean with water. Anything ending in "ite," definitely Google before you put it in water just to make sure. But most things, like I had a pyrite chunk, a big one, and someone who was helping me clean my crystals put it in a glass of water or a bowl of water, and now I have pyrite crumbles. Super fun. Um, so, yes, water is the universal go-to, except for if it ends in "ite." Uh, really easy way to clear them is sage, Palo Santo. If you are saging, make sure that you are following it with some sort of scent, like sage that has lavender in it, or rose petals in it, or an incense following it behind it, because sage will literally clear everything out of everything, and you need to set a scent back in. Super easy way to charge crystals is by sunlight or moonlight. Charging in the sun, anything of the quartz family, make sure that you're watching it because they will start fires. And anything like fluorite, amethyst, kunzite, they will all bleach in the sun and the colors will fade. So moonlight is safe for that. Or the standard, the easy standard is put it on a piece of selenite. Selenite doesn't need to be recharged. That's what it does. Same thing with smoky quartz. They transmute energy always, so they don't need to be recharged. But yes, those are the ways to work with your crystals. Talk to them. Start talking to them like you talk to another sentient. Talk to your cat, your bird, your dog, your fish, your you know partner, your child, whatever. Just talk to them. They will talk back. And then when you start hearing things, don't tell yourself that you're not. That's key. Vendina, send me an email and we can work that out, see how we can arrange that. She wants to learn cards from me. Totally help you out with that. Sunny Day is jealous of your little kitty.
Oh God, she's so darling. She's sleeping on my lap right now.
Sunny Day, we are all phoenixes. Absolutely, we are. Love Light Lauren, I am working on a fairy garden right now. That's amazing.
Nice.
The deck is the Moon Cards Intuitive Oracle deck, and you can get them on mooncards.com. And we are of no affiliation with them as well. Let's see. All right, cool. Would you like a card, Miss Kasey?
I think you should pull 3 cards as a collective reading.
And then one for you.
Yes, I'm gonna get a kitty card.
Kitty card. All right.
Although this morning when you did Lenormand for me, and the cards were like that, I have a guest is arriving, a guest was arriving, and that I have a harmonious house, and I was like, oh, that's the kitty that's coming today, right? And the other kitties were so good with her today. So that's really nice. Yeah.
Okay. For the collective, we have the rose or love. We have the unicorn.
Oh.
And we have.
Ooh. Is that a dragon?
It is.
Ooh.
It's air element.
Oh.
Is this particular card, but that is a air dragon. So this particular combination is all about this feels very personal to a couple of people out there. This is all about believing in yourself and believing things that, wow. Yeah, very, okay. A few of you have been really brutalized in your life, and you don't believe that things exist. Specifically, love. Love doesn't exist, or you believe that you are unworthy. Wow, getting kind of choked up here. You're believing that you are unworthy of love. and believing that no one will love you or that you'll be alone or um, things that just simply aren't true. They just simply aren't true. Love is real. Love will find you as soon as you start seeing yourself the way that others see you, the way that we see you, as that beautiful, majestic unicorn. Yes, they do exist. And start airing, like clearing that out of your mind, clearing these bad, negative thoughts out of your mind, low vibration thoughts more accurately. Um, if you look at the beauty of the cards, they're all united by, well, air, obviously, but there's flowers in all of them. There's sky in all of them. This is source energy. This is you. The clarifying card that I pulled on this is
Yes.
the Phoenix. So this is telling you, remember that you are, I mean, your source. You do whatever you want, but remember, no matter what you've gone through, you can always create a new destiny for yourself. So there you go. There's that.
Thank you.
Celestial, Mystica. Yeah, sometimes our shows go a little long.
Long. But thanks for hanging out with us, right? You're frozen.
Absolutely.
There you are.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, guys.
So yeah, sometimes the show goes a little long, especially when we have new visitors.
That's right. Definitely. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Greg Nyman Jr., for your fabulousness tonight and always.
Thank you for your fabulousness.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We will be back with you next Sunday evening. Just a heads up, both Greg and I's schedules have a little speed bumps going on, possibly for the month of May. So keep an eye out for the show. If we have to vary the time on Sunday, we will try to let everybody know that ahead of time. So if you join us on Sunday at 7 p.m. and we're not on the show, check my social media platform, the Facebook platform for Channeling Julius, please. We'll keep everybody up to date on time changes for the show on Sunday nights. Trying not to do that, but we do have a few speed bumps here and there. So please, 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 if you climb on at 7 p.m. and we're not here, 7 p.m. Eastern time, double check our Facebook page, Channeling Julius, and see where our time slot is for the show. Could be a mix-up on the show. And the baby says nine.
And of course, if you subscribe, you will be up to date with when the show is. So subscribe. Also subscribe to the Awakening Network in case we get put in YouTube jail and have to flip over there for a couple of weeks. But I think we're pretty good on that. Anyway, thank you everybody for your participation and being here, and we will see you all next week.
Have a beautiful week, everybody.
Maybe we're leaving.
Maybe we could just be hanging out all night.
Oh, this is driving me crazy.
Although Sue did say that Zoom has complicated some things now.
It has, and it's driving me a little crazy. There we go. There we go.